Okay, well, tell us, you've got an event coming up.
We do.
Tell us about this event that you have planned coming up in just a very few short weeks.
A few short weeks, November 10th, actually. The event is being called the Save a Hero Benefit, and it will take place at Old Bethel United Methodist Church, which is located at 7995 East 21st Street, which is at the corner of 21st Street and Franklin Road on Indy's east side. The doors will open at 6:30 and will feature 4 live bands. The music and entertainment will start promptly at 7 p.m. We also plan to have a silent auction. We'll be offering refreshments and a time to meet Ronnie's family and all of the bands. We'll have CDs and some other items. We'll be signing autographs, taking pictures, doing a lot of that kind of stuff for the attendees to meet all of the bands, the family, everyone who's been there, who's helped organize this event and be a part of it.
What are your goals for this event, and what do you hope to accomplish by having it?
Well, the most urgent need, of course, is to help Ronnie in any way that we can. And we would have loved to have had 6 months to plan this event. Sadly, there just isn't that much time. We had to move quickly, and we're very thankful to those who have been able to step up and help us with that. But we want to help out financially. Right now, neither Ronnie or Gayla are really able to work because they're both basically dealing with his medical situation, as I said before, 24 hours a day.
So their biggest need is a financial need.
It's a financial need, and then secondary to that, as I said, is helping them to navigate the waters, if you will, of getting him to the people that can help him best medically.
Okay. And how far along are you in reaching that goal? I mean, have you been able to, I know you alluded earlier to making a few connections there. Could you elaborate on that a little bit?
Sure. We actually, one of our group members, our team members, if you will, is a retired Marine Corps veteran himself, served in Iraq and has served in Beirut and all around the globe. And he is involved in our political system, if you will, knows a number of senators and folks. And he's looking into the possibility of getting our senators in contact with the senators in the state of Texas, just to make sure, again, that everything that should be available to Ronnie is truly available. We've kind of hit some snags here and there. We're getting information through the family, and it sounds like there's some things that aren't as they should be. So what we're trying to do is to cut through that. We have another member of our team who's a registered nurse, does a traveling nurse program, works all around the country with doctors and medical personnel from area hospitals, and knows a number of people in positions that can help us out with that as well. So we're really plugging in to that area as well and using her to navigate through that as well.
Well, it sounds like you have some really good key people on your team, and
Absolutely.
You're certainly networking as much as you possibly can to help them. Can you share with us a little bit about the local talent you have on board? I know you mentioned you have some bands.
Very excited
Anybody
about.
That we're familiar with?
Absolutely. I have a number of artists that will be performing that night. They're all very accomplished and have performed not just here locally, but really around the United States with a number of national acts. We'll kick things off with Pastor Rose herself. I think you touched on it. The Delgado family is originally from the East Coast, but they've kind of scattered throughout the country, and Rose has performed around the country. She'll be with their Church on the Word, with their praise team. We'll also have poet, author, and musician Luke Austin Doherty. I know that you've worked with Luke in the past. And Luke is a really soulful guy and has played nationally at Klipsch Music Center, has opened for a number of acts out there, and has performed throughout the Midwest. He's also an author and a poet and does just a lot of really great things.
He's a good guy.
Amanda Swanson is a very dynamic singer and winner of the recent Shine Factor competition that was held here locally. She actually opened this summer for Sanctus Real and David Crowder Band, so Amanda will be with us with her band. And then lastly, we'll have pastors Nathan Gifford, Rob Whitlow, and the Church 52 praise team that have also performed around the country. They also will be featured at Converge 2013 with such artists as Chuck Denny, One Sonic Society, and Lincoln Brewster. And all these bands will, again, as I mentioned before, be hanging around after the concert to meet and greet the attendees and to spend time with them.
How much does this cost? How much does it cost?
It's a great question. The event itself is free. We simply ask for those who can't afford it to make a small donation as they enter as part of the love offering or by bidding on one or more of the silent auction items that we'll have during the event. If you can't afford a donation when you come, we still encourage you to come. It is a free event, as I mentioned. We would just love to have you show up. Give your support to Ronnie and his family and to all the veterans. We picked this weekend because it is the weekend prior to Veterans Day. we just felt this was a great opportunity to honor all of our veterans, to acknowledge them, to acknowledge their efforts, to praise them for all that they've done in their years of service to our country.
Well, and I'm sure if there are several veterans out there in our listening audience, and that would be a wonderful opportunity for them to come out and
Absolutely.
Support a fellow patriot as well. We talked a little bit about costs, and you addressed it. It's free. Can people still help out if they're unable to attend?
They can. We actually there's been a trust established in Ronnie and Gayla's home community. They did have a small fundraiser there, I think a bike ride, and there is a trust fund established. Is that right?
Yes, they had a bikers run last weekend and raised funds for Ronnie there in Texas. But we do have you can visit Ron's Facebook page, Help Ronnie Delgado, and there you can click on www.caringbridge.org/visit/Ronnie Delgado. And you can, there's a trust account in his name there. There's the information about donating. All the information is provided on that page.
Excellent. Can you give us that website one more time, Rita, just in case people didn't get it written down?
Sure. If you go on Facebook page under Help Ronnie Delgado, and then you can click on www.caringbridge.org/visit/Ronnie Delgado.
Excellent. Well, that sounds like just a really neat event with a lot of good talent. So I wish you both well with that. What does Ron think about all this?
Oh, Ronnie feels very, very blessed. He is so grateful to have so many people who are hearing his story and doing what they can to reach out and help him.
Are you going to videotape it so that he'll be able to see it?
We are considering that and are certainly going to make every attempt to do so. In addition to videotaping, we also hope to have either Ron available by Skype the evening of the concert,
Excellent.
Or at least a videotape message from him personally to thank all those in attendance.
Excellent. Speaking of Ron, does he have a message that he would like to share with you today? I'm sure he knows you're doing this program.
Yes, he does. Yes. I spoke with Ronnie a couple of nights ago. He definitely wants me to thank everyone for their well wishes and for all of their prayers. In his words, he said, "Thank you, Indianapolis, for your generosity and all of your prayers. I love you all."
Wow. Very nice. Well, and we certainly wish Ron the very, very best.
Thank you.
And we wish you the very, very best with this benefit. The one thing I didn't ask you about was your silent auction. What kind of items do you have up for silent auction? Have you gotten that far yet?
Well,
I know you're pulling this together.
We are pulling
very
this
quickly.
together. This has all come together really in about the last 4 to 5 weeks. So we're still in the process of working on that. We have a number of local restaurants who will be donating gift cards. We hope to have donations from our local sports teams, the Fever, of course, who we're so proud of, and their
very much so.
recent championship, the Pacers, the Colts, the Indians, the Ice, and we have a number of other people that are putting baskets together of scrapbooking items, or Rita, as she mentioned earlier, is a cake decorator, and so she's going to offer her services to someone as a silent auction item. It could be a wedding cake, it could be a birthday cake, it could be any number of things, but the girl is very, very talented, and so that is going to be one of the really keystone prizes for the day.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, again, so many good reasons to attend and for such a very, very good cause. Looking at the big picture, what does the family hope to accomplish through this event? I mean, I know it's more than just the financial end of things.
Yes, it is. We also want to raise awareness of the importance of being an organ donor. Organ failure can happen to any one of us, and with the liver, Ron and many others just like him can regain the quality of life that they miss and deserve, and they should be able to have that.
Do you have any idea what percentage of people currently are organ donors?
I actually have been involved in organ donation for quite some time. I myself have tagged myself as an organ donor, as have all my family members. I've been affected by it on a personal level. the Shank family, which are some of my family. We lost a niece to leukemia a few years ago. Her brother was a bone marrow donor for her. And so I took it upon myself to really research this a great deal. And as to the percentage, it's relatively low. Almost 98% of our population have heard of organ donation, but very few actually act on the information once they receive it. Less than 30% of our population really are involved in organ donation. And it's really a fairly simple process to get involved. First and foremost, just make your wishes known to your friends, your family, your loved ones. It's very easy if you go into the BMV to renew your license. You can have them denote that on your license. Here locally in Indiana, you can contact the Indiana Organ Procurement Organization, or IOPO. And you can also contact the Central Indiana Regional Blood Center about being a blood or bone marrow donor. And any of these agencies really should be able to advise you or direct you if you have any further questions, either about live donation or after-death donation.
Yes, and I know you can also go to organdonor.gov.
Yes.
And that's an excellent site for just taking you through the entire process.
Yes, it is. And locally, you can go to your local library and your pharmacies. They also have leaflets there that are displayed, and also in many hospitals.
Well, I know some of these sites, too, talk about reasons why people don't donate organs, being afraid that doctors will turn off ventilators more quickly if they're an organ donor. A lot of myths surrounding organ donation. So it's very important to get the facts.
Absolutely.
And certainly the facts are addressed at all of these websites. So if you're in the listening audience out there and currently are not a donor, we encourage you to check out those websites and consider becoming an organ donor and saving a life.
Absolutely.
All right. I'm so happy to have had you both here today. Unfortunately, our show is about come to an end. Is there a quick story that comes to mind about Ronnie that you'd like to share with all of us in closing?
Well, there really isn't just one story. His story, it's all about Ronnie's heart. What makes my brother tick is his love for helping other people. He just has a heart that's so giving and so caring. It's just his nature to give. He's a donor. He's an organ donor himself. He's just a giver. He's just a wonderful, loving person, very humble, very quiet man who doesn't ask for much. You know, he's just a great person.
Well, I tell you what, his battle, although he still fights this battle and he awaits a new liver, he is a true American hero, and you listening, all of you out there listening, can help. You can help by attending the upcoming benefit or making a contribution of your own. I mean, Rita, I think you stated it beautifully in a letter that you wrote telling Ron's story. You said, and I'm quoting here, "Let's all do what we can to help save Ronnie Delgado. He sacrificed his life every day during that war to help save the lives of others. Let's not leave him behind. Let's save a hero." And yes, he is a hero indeed. Rita, Stan, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Donna.
Thank you so much.
So glad to have you here. I'm Donna Jones, and I want to thank our executive producers, Matt Hiblin and Glee Rennick-May, as well as our in-studio engineer, Todd Meyer, for making this program possible. And to our listening audience, I want to thank you for tuning into Spotlight Indianapolis. And as you step out into the day, make someone else's by sharing a smile. You'll feel better, and so will the person you shared it with. See you next time.